You're hearing The Paul W. Smith Show. News Talk 760 WJR.
Busy morning here in State Representative Angela Whitwer's office, the Anderson House office building. Happy to be here. Frank will be on the air from Lansing as well, starting right after the 9 o'clock news, coming to you from the Capitol Library, if I have my information correct. Yes, that is correct. Meanwhile, we're thrilled not only to have the governor stop by, but we're thrilled to have Don Simon, the CEO of Farm Bureau Insurance of Michigan, stop by. And I don't get to see you enough.
It's been a little while.
And it's usually based on Mackinac Island and the Greater Detroit Regional Chamber Policy Conference when we have our annual dinner. But it's nice to see you, Don, at breakfast time.
Good to be here. Weather's a little better last time we got together,
yeah,
I believe.
It is. Indeed, it is. There's a lot going on. Obviously, what the governor talks about is important to you and important to everybody at Farm Bureau Insurance of Michigan.
It is. I'll applaud her in the legislature and what they did last June. They passed auto no fault, and she mentioned that in her speech last night, and a step in the right direction.
So currently, we need to remember this. We need to know this. Currently, drivers are responsible for covering their own auto accident damages, regardless of if they're at fault or not. That's the no-fault thing. With this, Michigan's no-fault provided unlimited, or still provides, a cream of the crop, top medical protection coverage and such. It also had been said to result in Michigan's car insurance rates being the second highest monthly bill most consumers have. And this cost concern is what the new auto reform is trying to solve. Auto reform will provide policyholders with medical limits, personal injury protection, or PIP options. And the PIP options include unlimited, the level we all have in Michigan now that is being called the problem, $500,000 limit, $250,000 limit. Talk to me about that. I don't know what the price differences are, but having seen people in catastrophic accidents and who need care, I'm going for the unlimited if I can afford it.
I think what this does, it's a step in the right direction. The costs in the system have gotten out of control, but what this does is it gives people limits. It's kind of the American way. It's what 49 other states do to their policyholders. So effective July 2nd, you'll have a choice. If you want to stay with unlimited and pay the premium for that, you can. The good news here is, what I'll encourage people to do is your insurance agent is probably never more important than right now. Just like when tax law changes, you talk to your CPA. Because of this change right here, I encourage everybody, talk to your agent. See how it fits for you. Compare cost.
Review your policy. Review, see what you do have.
Absolutely. I think you got to look at your health care policy as well and see how that might dovetail with your new auto insurance policy. So a lot of options. Talk to your expert here. As I said, step in the right direction here. It's going to root out some of the faults in the system, the fraud that goes into the current system, and some of the runaway litigation costs that are in the system.
And that point that Don is making about contacting your healthcare provider, you want to know if your health insurance provider covers injuries related to an auto accident. And this will be helpful for choosing whether you want to be the primary or excess coverage. To me, and I don't want to get too deep into this, and this is not your doing per se, but to me it's incredible that there are different prices based on if you're in an auto accident or if you just come in to have some services done. I've never understood why that makes any sense at all.
Well, we haven't either, and I think that's what this does here. A year from July, we'll have a fee schedule put in place, and folks like certainty. You're able to price certainty. It takes away litigation when everyone knows the cost of the product they're buying. So we've scratched our heads about that too. But again, I give the legislature and the governor credit for starting this in the right direction, and I think you're going to see a much more stable auto insurance environment here in the next couple of years.
Well, that is something we need fixed. We've needed to fix the roads. We need to fix auto insurance. We need to fix prescription drugs. I mean, there's a lot that we need to fix that I can't point at one person to get all of that done, but this is a very big part of the pie that affects us all. Anybody who drives in the great state of Michigan, anybody who lives in Detroit, for example, and they're paying the highest insurance rates in the country. So this is all good, Don. How are you liking being CEO of Farm Bureau Insurance of Michigan?
Well, it's been a couple of years. They've flown by.
Has it been 2 years already?
It's been 2, yeah.
Wow.
Time flies when you're having fun, I guess.
Well, I hope you're having fun. You look good. You look like you're, having fun.
Well, that's a compliment this early in the morning. Thank you.
Well, it is. I'd like to look so good. But so any other projects? I know this is the big one. This coming up July 2nd. It's very important. People take a look. Get in touch with your insurance agent. Ask questions. Have them tell you what the story is with your policy and such, and make some important decisions in your coverage. But what else?
The last thing I'll say is, we have a high uninsured motor auto insurance population here in the state. This gives an avenue for anybody driving without insurance. Contact your agent. You might be surprised at what you see. I think you're going to see the cost more affordable because of this act, and we'd like to see everybody covered. It is the law. And
I was going to say, besides that, they're breaking the law.
Correct. Yeah.
And if someone's showing you an easy access road to stop breaking the law, you ought to pay attention. And you ought to get insurance. And now it should be, depending on what you choose, much more affordable than it has been. Final word, Don, anything?
Thank you so much for having me. It was great to follow up behind the governor here, and good to see you, Paul.
Well, thanks for being flexible with your schedule. We do appreciate that. Don Simon is the CEO of Farm Bureau Insurance of Michigan, a great WJR partner, by the way, and we're thrilled to be with them because of all the good things that they do in the great state of Michigan. Thank you, Don.
Have a good day.
You too. 742 at 760 WJR.
This report